Welcome back, Break Timers. Today we have a treat. We finally got in from New Zealand our model, our 1/32nd scale Spitfire from no other than Kotare. Let's get started. Well, here it is, folks, the 1/32nd scale Spitfire from Kotare. Now, this model did come with a nice print. It is signed by the artist right here. Also, it's here inside of the picture, but I have a hand signed copy right here. It was promised to us as being part of the first to order the first few hundred models, and well, I think they did start giving these out to others that waited as well, but as you can tell, this is going to be a great picture for the wall. It's absolutely awesome. If you look at the outside of it, it's a nice thick box. It's got a great artwork on the front. The box itself is a great piece of artwork. I mean, this thing is really done well. I've been waiting for this model for quite some time. Now, the detail on this particular model is supposed to be extremely high, and they spent a lot of extra time just to get the stuff correct. But let's start looking at some of this stuff in detail so that we can get a better look and idea as to what the quality is. We've got nice thick plastic. We've got great detail. Rivets on the canopy. Yeah, that is looking good. Let's move on to some other stuff. Now, as promised inside this kit, they did tell us that we were going to have some engine exhaust mounts that were going to be resin printed. And well, here they are. They are an extra option that you can pay for now if you're going to go ahead and get the model, but it was offered to us because we did wait. We didn't get a refund and we just went along for the ride. But here are those exhausts. Sprue number B. And if you're looking at the interior of this model, you can see that this sprue has a ton of detail in it. Look at this one. These are the sidewalls into the cockpit. It has controls. It has the oxygen. We've got seats with seat belts on it, some high-res stuff as well. Look at that. That is awesome. Lots and lots of detail on these parts. The propeller. I am very excited about this. Look at that. Even the tail wheel. We've got a lot of detail in that as well. These are going to paint up very nice. Alright, looking at Kotare letter A. In the package, I did have a part that was loose and flopping around. Not a big deal. I'm going to make sure I keep this off to the side so we don't lose it. But it looks like we have another propeller. A different option from the B, as you can see, and we can review those a little bit later. But you know, looking at all these parts, we also have the original exhaust. We have the option of either using these or the ones that they came with. Automatically already have the pressure in them, so when you put these together, they're going to look like it has the weight of the aircraft on it, that should be appropriate for the size. And the airframe itself just has a ton of detail. We've got rivets. We've got all of the little stuff that you want to see in the plastic. They did spend a lot of time making sure that they got this stuff correct. And I am really super pumped on this. Sprue letter E is next up. On this we have the fuselage and a few other parts. Let's get into this and look at it. Kind of see what we're getting. And as you can tell, we have a lot of detail on the outside of this model. We have rivets. We have nice clean lines. We don't have a lot of trash on them. Easy cleanup. Again, I'm going to try to turn this so you can see it. Lots of riveting. All kinds of great detail in all of the flaps. We also have the structural support that will go in for the wings. And just the detail that is in this kit is just blowing my mind. I am just... And here's the insides of these too. So inside of these frames, you're seeing that we have lots of extra detail to paint up. This thing's gonna paint up real nice. Letter D, the underside of the aircraft. And again, you can feel the raised edges on these. You can feel the panel lines. May even go back and scribe these in a little bit deeper, but they're pretty on point, especially for the size of the model, with it being a 1/32 scale. Lots and lots of detail on this. Look at that. Lots. Here's the inside. Lots of crazy options for these, especially if you're looking to expose the aircraft at all. But the struts that are in here and all the mechanicals, lots of potentials for lots of different builds. Voila. Our markings. These decals are probably some of the best decals that I've ever seen. Look at these things. The color on them are freaking amazing. Nice solid pop. I like the gray. The colors are good. Lots and lots of great markings on these. Lots of options. Wow. This is pretty good stuff, you guys. Got a little kiwi. Well, if the kit itself wasn't enough to blow your mind, let's look at the instructions. You're going to love these. This is the instructions for the model. You can see this thing is nice and thick. It's got all the dimensions, the specs for this aircraft up front with a little bit of history. And as soon as you get into it, obviously, we've got a key and also an explanation of where you can find the parts at, including the decals. It has all of the color codes that you need for the colors that you're going to need. And they also have the key for all the little extra little symbols that will grab your attention. Now, as we get into this, the instructions are that I would say comparable to the new Revell kits that they have redone and retooled. Those instructions are pretty good, but this instructions on this particular aircraft from Kotare is absolutely stunning. They give you a reference photo to look at, and then they break down the components as to what you're building. So it gives you some kind of an idea as to what the original looked like. It goes over just a lot of detail. Again, you're getting reference pictures, why the parts are where they're at. You've got different options that you can do as you go through these. You've got the cockpit completed, and then it moves on to other stuff. Again, color codes, reference pictures. Fuselage interior. Again, more reference pictures. Great stuff. Main interior. Planes exterior. And they really did spend a lot of time on this booklet to make sure that they got all of the pictures correct. I think this is the most accurate model that I've seen of a Spitfire, by far. And I say that because they back everything up with the reason why they're doing it from the original pictures of the aircraft. You have options to have the cockpit either open or closed. You've got propeller options. You've got paint options. You've got different stenciling options. They have all the markings where you would find them at on the original aircraft. More colors, pilot reference. And it just goes into detail, goes into detail, goes into detail. Oh, look at this. Goes into the mid-production, goes into later stuff, and then you have a little bit of a bio of the guys who came up with this. And then just a general information sheet on the back with the artwork that came with the kit. We're going to take our time through this build, and we're going to build this aircraft one step at a time. I'm going to put a multi-part series out that goes into absolute detail of everything that we're doing. It should be one of my best videos that I've put out so far. Well, because it's been one of the best models that I think I'm going to be putting together probably all of this year. Anyways, I hope that you guys like this pre-introduction to this kit. As you can see, there is a lot of stuff going on with it, and there's lots of different options and things that we can do. I will go ahead and have some options that are on the kit, like the propeller, open, close cockpit. I'm going to put those up onto the site, and you guys can make a decision on whether or not you want to have it open or closed, which propeller we're using, and also we will vote on, well, the paint scheme. I hope this helps, and if you don't already have this kit and you want to build along with me, make sure you reach out to Kotare because they're sending out models now. Don't waste your time, get yourself a model, and let's get building.